happy Sunday. Hi, this lovely Sunday. What am I doing? I'm driving all the way back home from the beach. I went to Virginia Beach earlier this afternoon, like around 2 o'clock, since I was staying next door in Norfolk, Virginia, which is about 20 minutes outside the beach area. And I had a good time. It was nice, cool, breezy weather, not too hot, not too cold. And I was chilling for a couple of hours. I was just sitting there. I didn't hop in the water. As you can see, I'm wearing my little sundress. It's one of my favorite dresses. Whenever I like to go to the beach, I put this dress on. It's so comfy. But there's a lot of people. It's very lively on the boardwalk. I just mainly walked it down the boardwalk. And then I sat on the park bench after I grabbed me some wings and ribs from this little barbecue man. They had a little barbecue dude on the strip. It's like a strip of like different bars, different restaurants, and it got I think a couple of daiquiri spots too. I had a hard time finding them, so I gave up. I said, "Oh well, I guess that's my cue to go home." So now I'm stuck in the dead of traffic. So I decided to come on and talk with you guys since I'm sitting in traffic. That's the not so fun part about coming back from the beach on a Sunday. But I think there's an accident up ahead, so traffic is usually slower than normal. But before the beach, yesterday, whoo, baby, let me tell you, I had a blast. So I had a free ticket to Busch Gardens for Military Appreciation Week. Thank you, Jesus. I'm a veteran. And they also had what's called Beer and Barbecue Fest. It's like an annual celebration that Busch Gardens has. And I think it's only through August to September, kind of like Oktoberfest, where they have like these beer festivals and stuff. And it was fun. The only thing I didn't like though is that the way it was advertised, it was kind of scammy. So they give you two options. You either get a 10 item sampler for $70 of any beer, any cocktail, whatever you want, but you only get up to 10 items. Or the 15 item sampler, you get up to 15 cocktails or beers or whatever, and then that's it. And they also had food, but the food was trash. It was terrible. Like they had um, slices of pulled pork. It was horrible. Then they also had like onion rings, hush puppies, like finger food shit that you would find like at a baby shower. And I was just like, ooh shit, that dude almost hit that car. He wasn't paying attention. Jesus. I heard his brakes screeching back there. I looked in my mirror. I thank God he wasn't in my lane. He almost hit that dude back there. I hope he didn't hit him. This is why you got to keep your eyes on the road 24/7. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. But anywho, I had a great time at Busch Gardens. That was my very first time going. It's in a town next door called Williamsburg, Virginia, which is about an hour and some change, about an hour and 15 minutes outside of the city that I'm currently in. But it was cool. Now the only thing I didn't like too, on top of all the walking I did that damn near killed me because people a lot walked in that theme park. It's so massive. It's like going to like Disney World and Sea World. Like it's super huge theme park. Um, by the time I got done with my little cocktail and beer samples, I was done. Like y'all, I was dehydrated. I was exhausted. I didn't even make it to the 10 items. That was the sad part. I literally just had the pulled pork sampler with a couple of cocktail samplers and like maybe four or five different beer samples. And I'm not a big beer person, but I honestly kind of liked the different flavors they had. They had some kind of German beer when I was in the Germany area, and it was some kind of like a malt, and it tasted like key lime pie. It was weird. And then they also had like a salted caramel flavor, and it was very sweet but kind of bitter. So I mean, it was all right. I had a good time though, but by the time I got out of there, shoot, the hardest part was getting to my car. That was the hardest part. When I got on the tram, by the time I finished walking all over that damn park last night, ridiculous. Um, the tram is like a trolley that takes people to their cars, and my car was parked in the Scotland area of the park. So the park is kind of weird. The reason why I'm saying country, they have different countries in the theme park. There's Germany, there's Scotland, there's Ireland, there's France, and I believe England. There's like 6 or 7 different countries in that theme park. That's why I said it's very massive. And if you ever go to Busch Gardens, be prepared. Wear something very comfortable. Wear good, comfy walking shoes because you're gonna feel it, and you might catch a few blisters. That's all I'm saying. But you're definitely gonna get your exercise. You're definitely gonna get your steps in. I know I walked about a good 25,000 steps yesterday. It was not fun. And I said, damn, I should have been like the old folks and got me a damn scooter. But they was tripping on the scooter rentals. The scooters were like $100 a pop. I'm not paying no $100 to rent a scooter. That's crazy. But anywho, I got to my car. By the time I found my car, thank God I took a screenshot of the parking number where I parked. Otherwise, I would have never found my car last night. I got out of the theme park by 9 o'clock. I went to the theme park about 3 o'clock. So I spent about a good, I say about 4 or 5 hours in that park. But I didn't ride any rides. I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. I used to ride roller coasters as a kid, but now as an adult, I will get so sick. I can't handle that shit. I'm the type of person that's like, give me the kiddie rides. Give me the boat rides with the little boats. Give me the little boat tours. Don't give me no roller coasters because I will get super, super sick. But it was fun. I enjoyed looking at the different little shops, and I grabbed some trinkets to go. I just grabbed some snacks like cotton candy and like some kind of fancy butter cookies. They had like lemon flavored in them. I don't know. But I was kind of low key pissed off at the little gift shops because them jokers lie. All I got was that cotton candy and that set of cookies, and I think the cotton candy was like $5.99. The cookies were like $7.99. All together total with tax, because they charge you tourism tax in a theme park. Just be mindful, they're going to charge you a shit ton of tax. I spent $23.99 for 2 items. $23. And I was like, $23 for what? It wasn't even that expensive. And they were like, oh, it's tourism tax and Virginia tax. You're in a tourist destination area, so you're going to get tourism tax. And I was like, fuck you. I was so annoyed. But yeah, I learned something new. You're going to get a shit ton of tourism tax depending on the area that you're in, that you're visiting. But it's the same way with the beach. The beach is the same way. You get tourism tax, all this other outlandish bullshit, but you'll never be bored. There's always something there to entertain you. That's the point. There's theme parks around. The other theme park that's nearby, I think it's going north towards DC. It's called King's Dominion. It's a very popular theme park. I've never been, but I heard it's fun. And it's kind of similar to like Six Flags. I think they're under the Six Flags family, if I'm not mistaken. They have roller coasters, they have shops, same thing. It's all the same bullshit. But I'm so tired and I'm worn out. And I'm ready to shower, wash my ass, and lay the hell down. Oh, I'm about to go up to the tunnel. Hopefully, I don't lose signal before I get in this tunnel. So when you leave Virginia Beach area, there's a huge tunnel that literally goes under the ocean, and everybody has to go through it to cross over to get to the next city. And it's kind of scary. So if you're claustrophobic, I don't recommend you to drive to Virginia Beach because that tunnel is probably at least 5 miles long. It's a very long tunnel that's underground, under the water. It's very scary. But it's really cool though. But other than that, I had a good time. Oh, and let me tell y'all about the nightmare. Okay. So when I left the theme park last night, I stopped by the Motel 6, which should have been a red flag. I normally don't stay at cheap motels, but I didn't have a choice because all the hotels next to the beach where I planned to go were all fully sold out, which I should have known better to look for a hotel last minute. That was my fault. But anyway, I only chose the Motel 6 because people kept saying, oh, it's newly renovated, blah, blah, blah. It's a remodeled hotel. It's clean, it's nice, but the area is kind of sketch. But they said that you're relatively safe. So I said, okay, well, they meet the criteria. It can't be that bad. So I walk in, and it looked clean from afar. Well, as you get closer inside the room, you start seeing the bullshit. So I didn't see any bugs or nothing, but I'm gonna tell you what turned me off about that Motel 6. That Motel 6 was so filthy, I gagged. And I'm gonna tell you what did it. It was the stains on the wall that looked like somebody had a shit stain, and then the stains in the bed, and then the hair in the bed, a long stringy hair on top of that, and I could tell it was a white person's hair. And I was like, oh hell no. And it looked like shit stains in the bed too. It was gross. I was like, yeah, check me out. I'm not staying in this shit. I will rather stay in my car before I stay in this nasty ass room. And he was like, oh, if you want refund, you have to go to third party. You book through booking.com. I said, I know that. So I emailed booking.com last night and I said, I know this is a non-refundable room, but I would like a refund because I did not stay a full 24 hours. I checked out because the room was nasty as fuck and I was not staying in a nasty ass room. Plus, on top of that, they had prostitutes over there. I saw prostitution activities going on in the parking lot. And there was crackheads rolling around. So I said, oh, hell no, I got to get out of here. So, yeah, that was a big red flag. No Motel 6, no Red Roof Inn, none of that shit. Not even Super 8. I don't care how newly remodeled the motherfucker is. That shit is not clean. I'm telling you that right now. It's not. The bathroom was cleaner than the bedroom. Put it that way. The bathroom was newly renovated. It was nice. I ain't gonna lie. It was beautiful. But that bed, they just threw some old ass sheets on there. They didn't even wash them bitches. I said, oh fuck no, I'm not sitting in that. God knows what roaches and bed bugs is crawling up in that shit. So let me get out of here. And that was in a city called Chesapeake, which is right outside of Virginia Beach. It's like 20 minutes from Virginia Beach. But anywho, I found another hotel. Luckily, thank God, there was like one room left. Literally, that's how bad it was this weekend. I don't know what was going on, but all the rooms get took left and right. Even the shitty rooms were getting took. So anywho, I ended up at Hilton Garden Inn, which is a very old school Hilton brand. No one really stays at the Hilton Garden Inn. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, people that stay there are kind of unsavory characters that you don't want to be around. The ghetto hood mentality type people. It's been around for centuries. It's very ancient. It's not upgraded. Nothing's ever renovated. They keep saying they renovate, but if you really look at the specifics, the carpet is old as shit. It's been in there since like the late 2000s. The walls are not painted. There were paint chips on the doors, but that wasn't the point. The point was I had a much nicer, cleaner room in a safer neighborhood. That was the point because I was surrounded by other hotels, and I think it was towards downtown Norfolk, which is about 20 minutes from the beach, and it was okay. There was a Waffle House nearby, and there was all sorts of shopping centers. It looked relatively safe. I didn't have to worry about my shit getting busted in. But to be on the safe side, whenever I stay somewhere, I take all my shit out the car. I don't leave nothing of value in this car because I don't want no one taking my gun, one. And I put my gun in my luggage, my backpack, to make sure that it's on me 24/7. Because the last thing I need is for somebody to break in my car one day and I'm on the wrong side of town and then my gun is gone. That's the last thing I need is my firearm to be disappeared. But I'm gonna show y'all what this tunnel looks like. Look at the water real quick. I'm gonna show you the water. Y'all see the water? Look at all that water I'm passing by. A lot of water. Very pretty though. Very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful scene. But yeah, it's really nice here. It's just a very long, long tunnel that's coming up. You're gonna see the tunnel in a minute. Don't worry, I'm gonna show it to y'all. But anywho, nothing was wrong with the room at the Hilton that I stayed at last night. Thank God. The only complaints I honestly had about the Hilton was the fact that it was outdated as shit. The pillows were very flat. They weren't fluffy as I expected them to be. And one of the bath towels had a hair in it. Other than that, I was okay. I just asked for cleaner towels and called it a damn night. But yeah, there's no free breakfast at that particular Hilton. But they did have a restaurant downstairs, but I wasn't even hungry. I got in so late, I was exhausted. I just grabbed some Waffle House since it was next door, and I took it back to my room and ate Waffle House. And that was like after midnight. And by the time I finished eating my little Waffle House platter, my all-star breakfast, one of my favorites, I guess the waffle, the eggs, scrambled cheese, the toast, and the bacon. By the time I laid my head down and showered, I think it was after 2 a.m. And I was just like, I gotta get some sleep. But in the middle of my sleep, let me tell y'all the kicker. Oh, I got rudely interrupted by a loud ass hotel guest next to my room. And you know why they were loud? Because somebody was in there clapping cheeks next to my room. I was like, what the fuck is going on? The lady was just like screaming oohs and ahs and yeah, daddy, and all this other bullshit. And I was just like, whoa, whoa. Y'all need to keep that down a notch. You are disturbing the peace over here. I'm trying to sleep. You over here clapping cheeks. I was done. I was done. I was laughing though. It didn't bother me, but I was just like, y'all are so loud, and I could tell that they were black by the way that they was talking, because they were trying to keep their voice down. You could hear the echoes through the thin ass walls, so it didn't help. It was quite entertaining. I had a quite entertaining night at my hotel because of the loud ass guest next to me. But other than that, I mean, the trip was nice. This was a nice getaway. I needed to get away. Um, Even though I didn't have a lot of parlay money to like really spread around and really enjoy myself as I wanted to, I still had a good time at Busch Gardens. Just going to the theme park and staying out of town, it's good enough for me. I don't have to do anything extremely fancy or extremely expensive to make myself feel good. As long as I plan a nice little weekend getaway somewhere and there's an event like a festival of some sort going on, or just like I said, a theme park, something fun and adventurous, I'm good with that. I'm straight. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars like the folks that go to like Miami and like for what? Or Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Like that's crazy to me. If you got the money, fine, splurge. But just know that each time you splurge on these lavish trips, that's gonna add up and you're gonna be in more and more debt. See me, I'm the type of person that looks for the discount. So unless it's half off or 20% off, 50% off, boo boo, I'm not doing it. If it's a free admission deal, then I'll go. Because I think the admission to Busch Gardens, normally you're looking at probably between $150 to $200 a ticket for an adult at least. I know it's at least $100 per ticket. Here we are in the tunnel, y'all. Look at the tunnel. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check out the tunnel. I told y'all it's a scary tunnel. It's under the ocean. Isn't it cool? It's a very cool tunnel, right? And people flying through this tunnel in such a hurry, knowing damn well they stuck in traffic, can't even get out of traffic. But I think it's so cool, right? It kind of feels like a movie, like The Matrix, with all the lights and stuff, you know? Very cool, very interesting. Hope y'all can hear me. But if you're just tuning in, I'm on my way back home from the beach. I spent most of my day at the beach after I checked out of the hotel. I went to the theme park yesterday, and now I'm going home. Very, very tiring day. Hell, this whole weekend was tiring. I was very exhausted. Ugh. Shit, I was so tired. I told the front desk, I'm gonna need a late checkout, please, because the checkout was at 11 a.m. I said, can I stay till 12? Because I'm extremely exhausted and I need to get some rest to make sure I'm good to go on the road. Yeah, that's fine. And as soon as I said that and hung up that phone, why 11:45 a.m. come around and the rude ass, ghetto ass housekeeping ladies knocked on my door like the police like at 11:30, like no 11:45. It wasn't even 12. I said it's 15 minutes till. I said I'm almost done. Give me a few more minutes. It's not even 12. Go away. I thought it was so funny because I was just like, I know these hoes ain't coming 15 minutes early. Bum rushed me out this room to clean this room. But anywho, yeah, I was super tired, but I was enjoying just by relaxing in that bed and just chilling all morning. And then after I checked out the hotel, that's when I went to the beach and grabbed something to eat down there. But oh, I'm tired. But yeah, this drive isn't bad. It's just the traffic that makes it tiring. It's approximately 1 hour and 59 minutes. You might as well say 2 hours getting back, according to Google Maps. But anywho, yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get off this road. So I figured I'd go live and talk to you guys while I'm in traffic, because I know I haven't been live in a while. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I had a very relaxing, chill weekend. I had fun. I definitely won't be back at Busch Gardens for a while because man, that wore me out. I feel sorry for people who have children because I feel their pain. When kids running around like they're hyper on sugar 24/7 and they're riding all these rides, I feel bad for them. Because that one lady I talked to, she was a nice older black lady. She had like three little kids with her and her husband. They were like on a family vacation, I think for like a week. And I think she said she was from Maryland next door. And she said that they've been at that theme park since 10 o'clock. No, yeah, 10 o'clock. No, I think she said 12 o'clock. No, no, no. She said 10 o'clock. She's been at that theme park since 10 a.m. in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning with her kids. And I know she was just exhausted. I said, what time are y'all leaving when the park closed? I said, God dang. I was like, well, y'all have fun with that. Enjoy y'all's vacation. And we had like a little small conversation. She was telling me what she did and what her husband did. And she said that she was originally from Frisco, which is outside of Dallas. I said, oh. I said, that's so funny you mentioned that. The last city I lived in was Dallas, but technically northern suburb called McKinney is where I was at. And she was like, oh, yeah, I know where McKinney's at, blah, blah, blah. And I told her where I was originally from, and she knew where my home was. And basically, we were just chopping it up, talking about our lives, talking about what we do here now that we're on the East Coast. And she said the reason she ended up in Maryland is her husband took a job here. So that's how her and her kids ended up coming all the way over here. And I think she said they've been in Maryland for about 4 or 5 years at least. So they've been over here for a while. But she says she likes it compared to Texas. And I told her I really like Virginia too. Like I said even Maryland's nice too. I said the whole DMV, in my opinion, is very nice. DC, Maryland, Virginia. It's so different. Like until you come over here, until you experience what I experience here, then you'll think like, oh damn, that is a nice area. But I tell people just check for yourself. If you've never been somewhere, you're not gonna know. Just explore. Get out there if you have time. Save your coins. Take a trip. It's super easy. It's not hard. I've met so many people back home, and even people over here, surprisingly, who've never flown on a plane, never traveled out of the country, which I can understand because not everybody has the luxury to travel out of the country. But the least you could do is travel out of your state. I've met so many people back in Texas before I moved here, especially in Dallas. that been in the hood their whole life, ain't never been nowhere, never traveled nowhere, just all they know is Dallas. And I was just like, do y'all never have any desire to travel? Like, what's up with all these people who've never hopped on a plane and never traveled anywhere? Like, is it the fear of flying? Because I know people don't like to fly all the time. They're just like, nah, I just never thought about traveling. I just never cared. And I was just like, wow. But yeah, I try to tell people you got to open up your mind and explore. You really got to think outside the box because there's more than just Texas. Hell, there's more than just the United States of America. There's all types of beautiful countries outside of this place that I've seen personally with my own two eyes. With Scotland, London, and Qatar. I haven't actually went to a resort yet, but when I save my coins, oh, best believe I'm going to an all-inclusive resort on an island somewhere. I'm either going to probably go to, I don't know, Dominican Republic or probably Jamaica. I've always wanted to go to Jamaica, but I never had the chance to because every time I would try to plan a trip, like a cruise or something to the country, it was always some bullshit. I either had to work, start training on a new bullshit ass job I didn't want to train on because I didn't have a choice, or I didn't have PTO, or I didn't have the money because I was just swimming in debt, literally, when I was in Texas. Hell, I'm still swimming in debt now, but it's not as bad. It's getting better. It's just the fact that I'm in a process of rebuilding wealth and rebuilding my lifestyle, pretty much, is what I'm doing. But yeah, when I get there and money gets a little bit better, oh, best believe we'll be taking a real deal vacation. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I will be taking a real deal vacation. But yeah, that's the dream. One of my dream vacation spots I do want to go see is Italy. Italy is so nice from all the videos I've seen on TikTok, and I also want to visit Africa, specifically places like South Africa, like Cape Town. One of my friends I used to work with in the hospital, she loves Cape Town. I think her and her girlfriend have been there at least 3 times. She also told me to check out Ghana. She said Ghana's very nice. I see beautiful videos of the beaches in Ghana. And see, that's the thing that media doesn't show you. The media will never show you the beautiful side of Africa. Like there's all inclusive resorts, just like the other countries, with beaches and horseback riding, all types of stuff. But you'll never see it on mainstream media. You will literally see it in places like Google or YouTube. Like when people be blogging all their vacations, that's like the only time I see beautiful countries and beautiful vacations and stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I also plan to possibly visit Canada one day. I've always wanted to visit Canada, Toronto specifically. I also wanted to visit Asia. And the only part I honestly feel comfortable in, no disrespect to the rest of the parts of Asia, is Japan. And the only reason I say Japan is because Japan is hella safe as fuck. Um, Somebody told me, I think it was a lady I was talking to yesterday, matter of fact, at the theme park. She says that one of her friends was stationed in Japan, and I think she's still currently there in the military. And she said she's been in Japan for like 6 years, and she don't even want to come back to the States because she said it's so safe and it's so pleasant. And I believe her because even when Keith Lee went to Japan, shit, that shit was quiet. I didn't see no nonsense. I didn't see no crackheads, nothing. Like, Japan is a whole other world outside of America. And the streets are hella clean. Streets are super clean. Train stations are clean. It's so different. Super, super different. Who is this talking? How you doing? I'm good. How you doing? I can't see the name because of the sun, but I'm on my way back home right now. And I'm so tired. I went to the beach earlier. If you're just jumping in. How you doing? What you up to? How's your Sunday going? I probably got about a good hour and some change left. Then I'll be home. It's about a good 2 hour drive back home from the beach. Yeah, the Morocco guy. Okay, yeah, I remember you. I remember you. Yeah, I remember you, Mr. Morocco. I don't know how to say your name, but I figured that was you. It was so long. I couldn't really see it because the sun was glaring in my phone. How you been? How was your weekend? Ooh, I can't wait to get off this road and get home. Cannot wait. These folks is flying on this road like they ain't got no sense. Just dying to get off this road. It is not that serious, people. Put my cruise control on now. My foot's starting to hurt. I'm fine. How about you? I'm doing good. I'm a little exhausted from the busy weekend I had. I'm on my way home. As you can tell, I'm driving home right now from the beach. But yeah, I had lots of fun. Went to the theme park and everything. Real nice. I went to the theme park yesterday. But yeah, it was cool. It was real cool. It felt good to get out the house. I got tired of being cooped up in my apartment because honestly, I haven't left the house in like 2 weekends, and so I was just like, I'm not gonna sit around cooped up in my apartment. I'm gonna get out, have some fun. I got this free ticket to the theme park. I'm gonna get out and explore. So that's what I did. But yeah, if I didn't have that free ticket to the theme park, I probably wouldn't have left. I probably would have been at home, bored as hell, binge watching some TV shows on BET Plus, or looking at a Tubi movie. That's all I do on the weekends most of the time. And if I'm not watching movies or binge watching shows, I'm doing side hustles like Uber. But yeah, that's all I be doing. I don't be doing nothing when I be at home. But when I get out of town, I do like a little weekend getaway trip. I find something to do, like a theme park or something. I just like to explore different places. I'm just glad that traffic is moving now, because that tunnel was crazy. There was so much traffic in that tunnel. It was super scary. Oh, man. I'm so tired. I keep yawning. You can tell I'm drained. I'm exhausted. Because I've been outside all day, all day. But it's a beautiful day and the sun is out. It's not raining. It's not ugly weather. But when I was on the beach a few hours ago, it was like real cloudy, like it was gonna rain. Then it drizzled a little bit. But one thing I did enjoy was the fact that I saw more and more black like art murals around the city, and I thought it was just the city that I was in that had all those black art murals. Apparently, majority of Virginia is black. I got that now, and there's a lot of beautiful art, paintings, and murals across the city, like black art, and it's so different from home because when I think of home, it's very country, redneck, racist, white folks everywhere, no diversity, no black people. If there are black people, it's a sprinkle of them. And there's no beautiful art murals around the city. It's not artsy. It's like a German Czech heritage town of 5,000 people. And the first thing I can think of when I think of nostalgia or I'm reminiscing about my childhood is a local bakery, the family-owned bakery called Lucas Bakeries and Donuts. Or if it's not the bakery, it's the barbecue from the meat market. But outside of that, that's it. And now, when I think of my town, there's nothing there. There's no culture. It doesn't feel like home. Home is not home anymore, you know? The town has changed drastically. It's a dead man town. Like, when I say dead man town, I'm talking like dead. Like, no entertainment, nothing. Nothing family friendly, nothing family oriented. Just bullshit, biker bars, or Mexican restaurants that aren't even good. That's it. And a whole bunch of fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, um, Sonic, Domino's Pizza that took them 30 years to get, by the way. They didn't get a Domino's until 2020. That's how bad that town is failing. The last time I checked, the big news of the town was they're getting a Starbucks. And it's sometime at the end of this year. But that's it. That town is very dry and it's very dead. Like, there's no entertainment. There's no movie theater. There's no bowling alley. Nothing. You literally have to go 2 towns over to go find family friendly entertainment. It's sad. It's depressing. And the next town over is probably like 30 minutes. You'll find like a bowling alley. You'll find like a movie theater. But it's not real city. It's just another country bumpkin town, but with more shit. That's all it is. Oh, and they have Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is next door. Buc-ee's is a very um, popular travel station where you can get your gas, you can get your food. They sell barbecue sandwiches. They sell breakfast sandwiches. It's a very nice travel center. And speaking of Buc-ee's, they now have a Buc-ee's over here in Virginia. It's in a town called Harrisonburg, Virginia, which is approximately, I'd say about an hour and some change from my home. It's kind of northern, going towards northern Virginia. And I think it's by the Shenandoah Mountains the last time I checked. Someone told me it's like 20 minutes from the mountains. But yeah, we have a Buc-ee's now. They just opened it up about a month ago, and all the white folks are excited about it because they've never seen a Buc-ee's before. They said for the longest time, all the people in Virginia had to travel down south to places like South Carolina to go to a Buc-ee's because that was the nearest one. And South Carolina is about 5 hours away from Virginia. It's a good drive. But yeah, everybody talking about Buc-ee's. I'm going to Buc-ee's this weekend with my kids. We're gonna go fishing and camping in the woods. And I'm just like, have fun with that. I've been around Buc-ee's since I was a kid. It's nothing fascinating at all. The only thing I will say is that I really enjoy the roasted peanuts. They have roasted almonds, roasted cashews. Um, they're like candy coated almonds, all types of stuff. And I like their beef jerky. Outside of the beef jerky and the almonds, I don't care about nothing else in that travel center. That's it. Because the barbecue sandwiches are overrated. They're not that well. It's just a typical barbecue sandwich. It's not fancy or nothing, you know. But yeah, that's like the only thing I will say is that I like a couple of their pastries. I'm a huge fan of a pastry called a kolache. A kolache is a German pastry. It's very popular in the South. They have it in a lot of like different towns that are German, Czech heritage towns, like my town. And they're basically like donuts, but they have filling in the middle, and they're different flavors. Like you can get like a strawberry flavored kolache, a peach flavored one, a cream cheese filling one, all types of flavors. Like think of like jelly or gelatin, but in the middle of a donut. That's a kolache. That's the easiest way to explain it because people don't know what the hell it is until I explain it. But other than that, yeah, that's it. I mean, there's nothing special about that travel center. There's nothing special about it. And the only thing I will say that I miss about Texas, to be honest, is In and Out Burger. Oh my God. Man, they have the best food chain in Texas. I'm so serious. Like everything in Texas is super West Coast. So anything that California has is most likely going to be in Texas. In and Out is a California chain, but they're all over Texas. Here in Virginia, unfortunately, we do not have In and Out Burger. We have what's called Cookout, the ghetto off-brand version of In and Out, and it's horrible. People brag so much about that shitty ass fast food chain. So I finally tried it the other night when I was Ubering, and I said I'm gonna try the barbecue sandwich and the hush puppies and something else I ordered. I think a shake. Let me tell y'all something. That burger was like this big, size of a kid's meal. It had no sauce on there, hardly any barbecue sauce, and the barbecue was not barbecue, and it was terrible. I don't know what they put on there, but it did not taste like brisket. It was terrible. I was like, I don't know why y'all be thinking that this cookout shit is good. It's not good. It's not. It has no flavor. It's bland. The grease is stale. Everything tastes old as shit. Like it's not good. But people will be like, go to cookout. Go to cookout if you ever on the East Coast. No. And don't even get me started about Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen on the East Coast is nasty as hell too, in my opinion. It's not like home. See, in Texas, the burgers are huge. They're like this big, the size of a freaking Whopper, and they're like country home style like burgers. Like your buns are toasted. They put butter on them. They put whatever stuff you want on there, and it's made to perfection. But the burgers over here at the DQ, the Dairy Queen that they have here in Virginia, 10 times smaller. The quality is so horrible. The meat tastes fake. They're using fake meat. I can taste it. It's not real beef that they're using here in Virginia. I think they're either using horse meat, like Burger King does, or they're either using some off-brand frozen meat, and they're just warming them suckers up on the oven. Because, baby, that is not the Dairy Queen that I know. The Dairy Queen that I know actually bakes the burgers fresh on the grill, and it doesn't taste like it's frozen. But the Dairy Queens over here taste like they've been stale, been sitting there for hours, and they just don't taste right at all. Now, I will say they do have a lot of mom and pop shops around Virginia by the airport that are really good, like hole in the walls, that you would never think to stop in. And you can get some of the best homemade sandwiches, burgers, ribeyes, whatever you want. It's in the mom and pop shops. But other than that, the seafood is good, depending on the place that you go to, and that's it. They're only good for seafood, and maybe a little bit of Mexican food. That's it. Outside of the tacos, at the taco trucks out here, I could not recommend a place for anybody to go to out here. I'm so serious. The only place I would probably recommend anybody to go to is Mary Lou's Soul Food Dining restaurant, which is downtown. It's hella expensive, but it's worth money. You're definitely gonna get your money's worth, but it's expensive as shit. And they charge you automatic 20% gratuity. Outside of Mary Lou's Soul Food Restaurant, I couldn't recommend you where to go. Oh, there's a seafood spot that I really like called Latitude Seafood and Company. It's a good seafood spot. But outside of that seafood spot and that soul food spot, I don't recommend shit else to nobody else. I just don't. Everything here is literally chain restaurant bullshit. Texas Roadhouse, Chili's, Applebee's, Outback Steakhouse. Like, I'm so done with chain restaurants. I don't like them. I have to have a taste for something specific, for me to go to a chain restaurant, or else I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to waste my time. But outside of that, it's really hard to find good quality food on the East Coast. It's really hard. I'm so serious. Like, people here cannot cook food. They can't. I'm not joking. Like, even some of the soul food restaurants that are black owned are sadly horrible. The quality is so bad that there are people that talk about that shit on TikTok every day. And they be like, don't go to Mama J's or don't go to Southern restaurant. No, Southern Kitchen. I heard a lot of bad reviews about Southern Kitchen. I heard that the food is so bad. They don't cook their food all the way. The meat be pink inside, and like stuff be hard as a brick. It don't be tenderized or nothing. Like the meat don't be flavorful. The meat is bland. Like it's terrible. And when I seen that, I said, "See, this is that bullshit. This is why I don't spend my money in some bullshit places with horrible reviews. This is why I always check TikTok because TikTok is gonna tell you the truth. People that leave Google reviews, it's a mixture. You might have some good, you might have some bad. But I learned quick, you can't go by Google reviews. Because people be lying on that shit too. All those 5-star reviews, they might be lies. They may not be legit. But if you go to TikTok and you start seeing multiple reviews about that same restaurant being terrible, it might be true. Because those are real reviews by real people. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, my thing is I gotta have some good ass seafood, and on a good day, some good ass soul food. That's all I care about: seafood and soul food, and maybe a little bit of Tex-Mex, some Mexican food. But I'm not big on Mexican food like that. I have to have a specific taste for like birria tacos or just tacos in general. But outside of that, yeah, that's it. That's all I. And to be honest, I couldn't even tell you where to go for an Italian restaurant besides Olive Garden. I mean, Olive Garden is kind of low quality too. It used to be so good back in the day. I remember Olive Garden was a shit. People actually dressed up in their Sunday's best and went as a family to go eat Olive Garden. Now, man, that shit's so downhill and trash. I couldn't tell you where to go. I'd probably say the next best thing would probably be Carrabba's. I've never had an issue with Carrabba's Italian Grill. It's another Italian chain restaurant similar to Olive Garden. I've never had issues with Carrabba's. Every time I ate there, it's expensive as shit, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. But other than that, yeah, it's a hit or miss in most restaurants. It just depends on what you're looking for, what type of food you like, and so forth. Now, I'll tell you where the hot spots are for a lot of these nice high-end restaurants. DC, because DC is very uppity and sedity. They have a lot of upscale restaurants that are way nicer than the ones here in Virginia. I'm not gonna lie. Outside of DC, you're definitely gonna find um, some really good restaurants. Probably, I would say maybe in the Baltimore area, Baltimore, Maryland, or just Maryland in general. Because see, Maryland is known for crab cakes. Everybody eats crab cakes over there. That's a big thing to them. Seafood's a big deal. But outside of crab cakes and whatever else they eat over there, I mean, it just depends. Like I said, what you're looking for. But here in Virginia, hit or miss. I couldn't tell you where to go. Could not tell you where to go, honestly. I'm still learning the area. I'm still learning a lot of the places I've been. So unless I look at TikTok, I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know. I'm so serious. But damn, 50 miles to go, and I'm almost home. 51 miles. Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. I feel like I've been on this road all day because the roads are so long. But yeah, I would say probably in the next couple of pay periods when I save up some more cash, I might take a trip to visit the Shenandoah Mountains, which is like, I believe, in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's like about a good 3.5 hours from here. It's a good drive. And then after Shenandoah Mountains, I do plan on visiting Myrtle Beach and possibly Charlotte. Myrtle Beach is a bitch. That is a drive. I don't think I'm gonna drive the 5 hours. I think I'm just gonna take a flight because, like I said, I already can't stand driving more than 3 hours. That kills me because I drive so much with Uber. So I'm probably gonna fly down to Myrtle Beach most likely. But Charlotte is not bad. Charlotte is only like 3 hours. It's not bad at all. It's real close. But yeah, it all depends. But other than that, I don't really have any other plans as far as road trips coming up. I do have a concert coming up though in a couple of months in October. I think it's on the third. I'll be going to the Queens tour, which is Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, and Gladys Knight. And they're going to be in D.C. October the 3rd, which is a Friday. And I believe the show time starts at 8 o'clock at night. The only thing I'm missing is my hotel. I haven't booked my hotel yet, but once I get my next paycheck, whenever the next pay period hits, I definitely plan on reserving my hotel stay. I totally forgot I have rewards points from American Airlines, and they said use your points before they expire by the end of September or some shit. So I have to hurry up and book that room before September, and then I'll be good to go. Because the rooms through AA.com, American Airlines, man, they're cheap when you use your points. I only have 400 points, right? Check this out. They gave me a huge discount to book a room in DC for like $350 for 2 nights. Do you know how expensive the hotel rooms are in DC? OMG. Like when I looked at other places like Booking.com and Expedia and even the apps for like Hilton and Hyatt, at minimum, most of those hotels are 3 to 500 a night. 3 to 500 a night. But through my points, my rewards points from American Airlines, it's only going to be 350 for 2 nights. That's it. And I was just like, oh, that's even better. But yeah, it's steep over there. It's kind of like New York. New York is hella expensive. I haven't been to New York yet. I do plan on going there probably sometime in September, October timeframe before the winter hits. I'm gonna try to go down there possibly around Labor Day weekend. I don't know yet. I'm still debating, but I'm very leery of traveling to New York by myself. Um, since people act like they're so fucking busy and act like they're broke most of the time, I always usually travel by myself. I usually travel solo. I never bother to ask people to come along because I don't know what people's situations are. And most of my friends, they're working just like me, so they're busy. They have their own lives, which I understand. But every time I find someone who's half-assed dependable that can actually take PTO from their good government job and go with me, there's always an excuse. And this is why I don't ask niggas for shit. I be like, you know what? If you free, you free. You've gotten an invite. I'm not waiting on you. Because the minute I hear, oh, something came up, I can't go, I'm broke. Bye. Bye, Felicia. This is why I never do group trips. I never do girls trips. None of that shit. I'm always alone. And to be honest, it doesn't bother me. to travel solo. I've traveled solo before, multiple times. I've traveled solo to San Francisco back in 2023. Never had an issue. Took the subway and everything. Ain't nobody robbed me. Ain't nobody tried me. Nothing. And I walked all over San Francisco day and night, and nobody did nothing. It felt relatively safe in most areas. Um, Outside of San Francisco, I've traveled to LA solo, but this was over 10, 15, 20 years ago. I haven't traveled to LA recently. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, LA was, it was okay. But the difference was that my family was also there. My family actually flew out there from Texas to meet me. This was when I was still stationed in the military. And we did like a 3-day trip to LA or whatever. But outside of that, I mean, I've pretty much been all over the place by myself. I've been in Louisiana a million times solo, going to casinos and stuff like Lake Charles and stuff like that. Never been to New Orleans. That shit scares me. As much as I want to go to Mardi Gras, I don't want to be in New Orleans by myself. It's scary as fuck. Um, outside of Louisiana, I've been in a solo a bunch of times when I lived in Georgia. I used to go to Biloxi all the time, and yeah, I pretty much travel solo all across the U.S. of A. On the West Coast mainly, and some in the South. But outside of the northern areas like Chicago, New York, hell no. I ain't never traveled solo to places like that. Places that are extremely massive and congested, like New York and Chicago, are two places where I will never travel solo to. I'm just too afraid of all the people there. It makes me very leery to know that they have freak freak freakazoids walking around popping people for no reason at all. Every time I turn on the news, there'll be some crazy motherfucker on CNN saying they had a shootout on Wall Street or they had a shootout on, a random person just popping people in Manhattan. And Manhattan's nice, the last time I checked. It's very nice. Wall Street is very nice. But then you got cuckoo walking around with AR-15s popping folks, and I'm just like, hell no. But most of the time, those type of incidents are targeted, like the guy that killed the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield at that time. That was very calculated and targeted. This guy that recently had the AR-15 that shot 5 people in downtown Manhattan, New York, that was also targeted. I found out he was looking for the NFL headquarters or something that I read on the news article, and he went to the wrong office because they have multiple offices in one building, and he shot 5 random people and killed them. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And this is what scares me about going to New York because of shit like that. I just be like, I don't know. I had to think about it. But then I came up with a solution. If I go to New York, I am going to get a tour guide of some sort with like some type of a travel group because the lady that I was talking to yesterday at the theme park said they have a travel group called Black Girls Travel for like black women who are single that are always constantly traveling solo across the globe. So I said I'm gonna check into that. So once you told me about some of these different travel groups, I started looking into them. I saw positive reviews, so I was thinking when I get my coins up, I'm going to save my coins and probably join one of those travel groups so that way I'm not alone when I go to these bigger cities. Because I'm going to tell you that the only areas of America where I felt the safest as a solo traveler was probably California because everyone's too high up with you over there. Everyone's, messing with weeds and tweeds and beaches and shit in their thumbs. And it's California. It's very lazy. It's very laid back. And then another place where I felt very hella safe was I would definitely say Colorado. Colorado didn't bother me at all. There was no type of racism when I went to Denver. Denver was super chill. Same thing. People were high. walking down the street, puffing their weeds and tweeds. Nobody bothered me, and I walked all over Denver, day and night, by myself. And then outside of Denver and California, I would definitely say Texas, in most parts, is relatively safe, depending on what city you go to and what side of town you on. Because you got pockets of bullshit. You got your hoods, you got your gangs. It depends on where you are. It's a hit or miss. But yeah, I would definitely say Texas, California, Colorado, and maybe Oklahoma. I walked all over Oklahoma day and night, never had an issue. Now, one place I will tell you not to go in Oklahoma that's not very safe is Tulsa. Tulsa is like murder capital. And the last time I checked, they stay on the first 48. That murder mystery show bullshit. Yeah, do not go to Tulsa. Tulsa is not a safe place to go to. But other than that, I mean, I haven't really had no real complaints. I mean, across the South, generally the South is relatively safe. If you mind your business and you don't bother folks, no one's gonna bother you. But the minute you start poking your nose around and you don't mind your business, or you're on the wrong side of town, then yeah, something might happen. I'm just saying it's out there. But other than that, it's relatively safe pretty much all over the West. I would say I felt the safest on the West Coast and the East because, baby, these people over here, he's a different type of breed. These criminals are rough. And when I say rough, I mean rough. I'm talking like hardened, crackhead criminals. Like that you do not want to sit next to on a city bus. That's the East Coast. It's very fast paced in most areas. Virginia, in most areas, you're okay. It's when you get further north. The further north you go, the further fucked up it is. I've realized that now. Because I was warned by somebody that told me when you go to places like Philly, New York, Jersey, it's very fast paced. It's more rougher. It's more gangster. Or gangsta, however you want to say it. And you have to be extremely careful, especially if you solo travel. And if you're a woman, yeah, you definitely want to be careful in those areas. I have no desire to visit Jersey, so that's never been on my list. Philly, I do have a desire now, only because of the history of Philly. Um, and then on top of the history, I've been watching a lot of TikToks lately with a lot of black-owned restaurants over there, so it kind of geared towards visiting Philly. Other than that, I have no real desire to go over there for no specific reason. Um, all I know is that 34 miles left, halfway home. Hallelujah. All I know is that it's mostly rough and it's drug infested as hell. It's very sad and it's very unfortunate. But there are certain parts of Philly where you do not want to be day or night because of hardened criminals and drug addicts. It's really bad over there. I've seen a lot of YouTube documentaries where people go out in the public. They have these interviews with folks on the street. They tell their stories, and I was just like, God, I didn't realize how bad the drug epidemic was over there until I started seeing these documentaries and stuff. Same thing with Baltimore. Baltimore has a very, very bad drug epidemic right now. I had no idea. They're dealing with fentanyl, they're dealing with trank, heroin, all types of hard shit that I would never dream of doing. And there's another spot that kind of makes me a little leery, where it's very drug infested and gangster. I can't think of what it is right now off the top of my head, but I do have a desire to visit Boston, Massachusetts. I've always wanted to visit Boston. I heard great things about it. I heard it's a very nice city. Um, I believe that's where Harvard University is at, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Boston, I heard, is a very lively city. There's always something to do. Outside of that area, shit, that's about it. I have no desire to see Connecticut. I don't know what the hell is even over there. I have no desire to see Delaware. Damn sure don't have no desire to see Maine. What the fuck am I gonna do in Maine? Maine is so fucking white. Oh my god. It's only known for seafood, lobsters, and crab legs. That's it. There's nothing fascinating about Maine. I'm sorry. Um, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, the only places I honestly desire to see that I haven't really explored is New York, Chicago, maybe Philly. I'm still iffy about Philly, only because of the food TikTok videos I've been seeing. It's like the only thing that has me kind of like on the fence, the 50-50. But yeah, those are the only two cities north on my bucket list, north of Chicago, um, and Boston. But outside of New York, Boston, and Chicago, there's nothing else I desire to go see. I've never dreamed of going to places like Nebraska or places like Kentucky. Hell no. Fucking racist as shit. Now, I will say, I do have a desire to go check out Nashville, Tennessee. And the only reason I say that is because I heard Nashville is like mini Vegas. They call it Nash Vegas. It's crazy over there now. So I definitely want to see how much it's grown and how much stuff is over there compared to the last time I went. So the very, very last time I went to go see Nashville was like, probably about 15 years ago when I was stationed in Georgia in the military. I have not been there since. And definitely don't have Memphis on my bucket list. Memphis is a no go. That's a hell no. Memphis scares the shit out of me. That's like the only place in the South I have no desire to go to. I do want to go to Orlando. I have been to Orlando before. I went to Disney World when I was a kid, though. I was 17. I had just graduated high school. But outside of that, I have not been to Orlando as an adult. So I do desire to probably get like a little timeshare, you know what I'm saying? Spend a few days out there and go check it out. I really want to see the theme parks. The only theme parks I have not seen besides Disney World is Universal Studios Orlando, um, and all the rest of the Disney parks, like Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and this is another theme park. I think it's called Adventureland or something like that. They have Adventureland, Legoland, Nintendo World, and something else. There's so many theme parks in Orlando, I can't keep up. And there's SeaWorld, if I'm not mistaken, as well, is in Orlando too. But yeah, there's too much to count. I cannot keep up. And I didn't even know Disney had four different parks. I thought it was just one big park. Apparently, it's four different ones. Because I've been looking at the TikTok lately, and I've seen a lot of grown ass people who happen to be black people traveling to Epcot at Disney, and they do this thing where they drink around the world. They go to different countries to do different drinks. And I said, "Ooh, that looks fun. I want to try that." But baby, let me tell you something about them prices on them tickets. Them tickets don't come cheap, and the last time I checked, it cost about $400 to go to Disney World, and it's like per person, literally. It's a lot, and for children, the last time I checked, it's $100 per child. So just imagine if you had a family of five and you went to Disney World, you're gonna pay damn near $1,000 just to go. The lady that I spoke to yesterday at the theme park at Busch Gardens that I was talking to, she said when her husband, and her two kids went, um, what the fuck is his deal? Fuck out of here, dude. What's your problem? I don't know what his problem was, but that was weird. He like gained up on me, and then he flew in the other lane. I don't know what his problem was, but people are going bananas. It's not that serious, people. Anyway, I just got off track because I seen these cars just flying behind me. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? Shit, y'all need to slow that shit the fuck down. It's not that serious to get somewhere. Go on with that shit. Anyway, the lady told me that for her, her husband, and her 3 kids, it cost them damn near $800 or $900. That's just to get inside the theme park. I think she told me it cost them at least $800 or $900 to get inside the theme park. And she said it cost them like almost $1,000 for them to eat food. I said, what? She was like, yeah, Disney is hella expensive. I was like, I see. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that shit. But the cool thing is, if you're a military veteran or you're a retiree or you're active duty, you can get a discounted ticket to Disney. If you're retired or at 100% disability, you can get free admission to Disney as a veteran. If you are just a regular veteran, but you're not retired or you're just active duty, you get a discounted ticket. The last time I checked, I think active duty is in free too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you have to be one of those categories. You either have to be active duty, retired, or 100% disabled to get a free ticket to Disney World, which is crazy to me. I feel like if we're all veterans and we're all in the same space, as long as you have an honorable discharge, you should get in Disney regardless of your status. But that's not the way it works, unfortunately. And it's the same thing with SeaWorld and other places like Busch Gardens. I only got lucky to get free admission because I was a veteran. They didn't care about what status you were. Disney cares about what status you are, apparently. I don't know why. And now we came to a slowdown and a halt. Looks like the traffic is slowing up. And they did all that flying around and swerving from behind me. And they still looking stupid stuck in traffic. Just dumb. It's like, why are y'all doing all that shit? And then you're still in traffic anyway. Stupid. You know what I mean? Just dumb. But we got 30 some plus miles to go. We're halfway through, y'all. We halfway through. I won't be home until about 6:30, maybe 6:45, closer to 7, according to Google Maps. But yeah, it's expensive everywhere you go. I'll be honest. It's not the same how it was back in the day when you went to a theme park and you could pay as little as $40, $50 a ticket. That was nothing. Now, shit, minimum you might be paying about $70 to $80 per ticket, depending on where you're going. Because I heard even SeaWorld is high. The last time I checked, SeaWorld is like close to $100 per adult, and then children is like $50 per kid. It's a lot. It's a lot of fucking money, and I see why some of these parents be stressed out and these families be stressed out because it's so costly to just go on a family vacation. It sucks, and it's just like, see, this is why I don't have children. I ain't got no kids. Because if I had kids and we was going to a theme park, I would fall the fuck out. I really would. I would fall out and probably have a heart attack. Because somebody on TikTok posted a family of 5 that went viral on the Disney cruise. Because you know they have Disney cruise ships as well. And they ate breakfast. And when they got the bill, they said the dad spit out his food when he saw the bill. The bill was $950 for a family of 5 to eat breakfast on a cruise. I said, hell no. I was like, see, that's that bullshit. And that's why I would probably never do a Disney cruise. But yeah, I was just like, y'all are tripping. For real. I don't know why it's so expensive, but it's crazy to me. I would probably say the cheapest theme parks that I've seen personally, Six Flags. You can get into Six Flags for like $40, $50 easily. Outside of Six Flags, maybe SeaWorld. Um, and you can also get season passes. I don't recommend doing a season pass unless you have a family that likes to have vacation back to back. If you're alone, there's no reason for you to get a season pass. It really isn't. Unless you just like exploring a shit ton of theme parks all the time, you don't really need a season pass as a single adult. But outside of SeaWorld and Six Flags, I would probably say Aquatica is cheap. It's like a water park. I've never been to Aquatica. I heard it's nice. Kind of like Schlitterbahn. Schlitterbahn is in Texas. It's another very popular water park. Schlitterbahn is cheap. The last time I checked, it was like maybe $30, $40 a ticket. It's not bad. Um, Splashway, Splashtown. It's like a smaller version of Schlitterbahn, another water park that's cheap, and that's pretty much it. There ain't nothing else I would recommend to go to that's reasonable besides Six Flags and places like Schlitterbahn and places like Splashtown. Those are probably going to be the cheapest theme parks you're going to find that are water parks. But the ones with the roller coasters like Six Flags and all of them, they're relatively cheap. And I'll tell you, the other place on my bucket list to go visit on the West Coast that I have not visited yet is San Diego. I always wanted to go visit San Diego. First of all, I was mesmerized when I saw a video. I think it was like a tour of their zoo on YouTube. They have one of the largest animal safaris in the world at the San Diego Zoo. It's big. It's like Africa times 10. They got rhinos, they got elephants, they got giraffes, they got everything in that damn safari. Then I was just like, that is really cool. I want to go to see, check out their zoo. So when I seen that, I was like, yeah, that's my next place to visit on my bucket list, San Diego. So when I get some PTO saved up and I actually can take some time off, I plan on taking a trip out there. I'll probably take a couple of days to explore and then come on back. But outside of the safari zoo, I heard that the aquarium is nice too. I heard they have a very nice aquarium as well. But that's it. I don't really know much about San Diego. Just know that they're very popular for their zoo. Their zoo is one of the largest ones in the world. So I definitely want to go check it out. But yeah, I have no other desire to visit anything else besides um, what's it called? It's on the West Coast. I'm trying to think. Lake Tahoe. That's always been on top of my bucket list as well. Lake Tahoe, which is right outside of California, Nevada boundary area, is a very nice destination to visit as well. From the pictures I've seen, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna check it out one day. When I get my coins up, I'm definitely gonna check out Lake Tahoe. But yeah, those are the only other places I desire to visit along the West Coast. I've pretty much been all over the West. When I was living in Texas, I would go to places like, uh, where did I go? Let's see, Colorado. I've been to Utah many a times, but only through the airport. I've never actually explored Utah. I've been through Phoenix, Arizona, only through the airport. Never explored Phoenix. Don't have a desire to explore Phoenix either because it's hot as hell. And then I've been to Albuquerque, New Mexico years ago when I was stationed in El Paso. It was okay. It was just very boring. And where else did I go? Let's see, Colorado, New Mexico. Oh, hmm. I've been to Vegas twice. Once as a kid, once as an adult. The very last time I went to Vegas was 2020. It wasn't that fun because of the pandemic. Everything was kind of closed, so it kind of sucked. Besides Vegas, California, I've been to LA a bunch of times ever since I was a kid because my dad has family over there on my dad's side of the family. I haven't really been anywhere else. That's it. All the other Midwestern states like Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas, I've never been to. I've never had a desire to go there. I'm just like, what the hell am I going to do there? That's like saying I'm going to take a trip to St. Louis. What the fuck is in St. Louis? Besides Muhammad Ali. Because y'all know St. Louis is the home of Muhammad Ali. Y'all know that, right? Well, now you know. In case you didn't know. But no, I'm incorrect. It's not St. Louis. It's Louisville, Kentucky. That's the home of Muhammad Ali. Correction, I stand corrected. Louisville, Kentucky is the home of Muhammad Ali. I thought about it. I don't know why I said St. Louis. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting my states and cities mixed up. But anyway, yeah, I have no desire to go visit St. Louis. It's too hood, too ghetto. Um, I do want to visit Kansas City, Missouri, because I heard the barbecue is on point. Outside of that, I don't know what's over there. Um, I'm, mm, I don't know. As far as Midwestern states, it's kind of tricky. I really don't know what else to visit. None of them excite me. Like when I hear trips, everyone goes to Miami, everybody goes to Vegas, everybody goes to LA, everybody goes to New York, like the party cities. That I never really hear people say, "Oh, check out Mesa, Arizona," or something like Omaha, Nebraska. Like I've never heard people talk about Midwestern states for vacations. Never. And if it is, it's somewhere on TikTok, and I just haven't seen it yet. But I noticed on TikTok. Speaking of the West Coast, I've seen a lot of TikToks about Arizona in particular. A lot of people have been going to some kind of canyons, kind of like mountains of Arizona. Very, like, I think it's Sedona. A lot of people have been going to Sedona recently. And from the videos and the pictures that I've seen, it looks like a magazine. It's beautiful, it's gigantic, it's very huge. And it looks interesting to explore. It really does. Not gonna lie. But outside of that, I mean, there ain't nothing much to brag about on the West Coast. I'm sorry. The only thing I can say is that if you haven't been to California, go to San Diego or somewhere like Southern California. I would not recommend LA for first time people. LA is rough and it's very massive. It's crowded, it's dirty, and it fucking stinks. And it's not ideal for family vacations. If you're looking for more of a family oriented vacation, I would definitely suggest San Diego. If not San Diego, I would probably suggest maybe places like Santa Barbara, maybe Santa Monica, maybe Long Beach, California. That's about it. Anything in the Bay Area, like San Francisco, Oakland, or Sacramento, is a hell no. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because I know from experience. I took the train through all of these cities, and there was nothing pleasant at all. Like when I went to the Warrior Stadium, I was technically in Oakland, and I was scared for my life because I saw people that looked like they wanted to cut me up alive and spit my guts out because they knew I did not belong. And they were very rough looking. I'm not gonna lie, because it's Oakland. Oakland is not an ideal place to be. And then just the fact that the homelessness is so sad, but it's very true. The homelessness is an eyesore. It's just like LA, Skid Row times 10. They're all over downtown. It really puts a dent in their city. They need to clean up the homelessness. But outside of the homelessness populations and outside of the junkies that I've seen crowding the tourism areas, it's semi okay. It's semi okay. Is it good for families? Hell no. I don't recommend. Keith Lee even said it when Keith Lee was going to do a food tour in San Francisco and Oakland. He canceled his food tour of the Bay Area because he said there are some things I just did not want to show the world on my camera. I didn't feel comfortable showing because of the homelessness here. The people are doing bad here. It doesn't look like they're doing well. They're not thriving. People are strung out. Like, I'm not going to show none of that on here. So I decided to cancel and end this because I got food poisoning from some restaurant I ate at in Chinatown, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, see, now if Keith Lee says it, that's your warning not to go to the Bay Area. I'm so serious. Don't get me wrong, San Francisco was a vibe. I really enjoyed the hip hop concert that I went to. But outside of Fisherman's Wharf, there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing outside of the wharf. God damn, That dude hit a fucking Jeep. Now, how did he hit that Jeep? And we all in traffic. That's why we was in traffic the whole time. See, this is why I tell people you got to pay attention and keep your eyes on the road 24/7. Stop looking on your tablet. Stop twiddling on your phone because those distractions lead up to car accidents. I just saw a Jeep to the left side of me, caught me completely off guard, smashed in the back of a sedan. It don't make no sense. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm the tortoise, not the hare. And I to this day, by the grace of God, knock on wood, since I've been driving at the age of 17 years old, I have had zero accidents at fault. Zero. That's how good of a driver I am. I can multitask, but if I'm doing a long drive, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road 24/7. I'm never gonna take my eyes off the road. Never. I'm not gonna twiddle with my phone. If I need to do something on my phone, I will pull over. I will find a gas station, or I will pull over to the shoulder if I really need to do something on my phone. Then I get back on the road. You'd be surprised how many people I've seen in traffic twiddling with their phone, messing with their makeup in the mirror, and driving at the same time. Just crazy. It baffles me. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. A whole Jeep smashed into the back of a car just now. And I'm just like, y'all ain't gonna never learn your lesson. This is why I don't speed everywhere. I think what happened was the dude was probably speeding. He was probably going 100 miles an hour trying to get home because he's tired of driving on the road all damn day. And he wasn't paying attention. Then he smashed in the back of that car, just causing traffic delays. It's stupid shit. But I'm halfway through. The last time I checked, I had 30-something miles to go. halfway through. Halfway through. I should be home any minute now. Hallelujah. Because, baby, when I say these hoes cannot drive out here, they cannot drive out here. They cannot. I feel like, in my opinion, the drivers here are worse than the drivers in Texas. I ain't gonna lie. We got some people in Texas that can't drive either. However, if you cannot keep up with the traffic, that's on you. That traffic is moving 100 miles an hour on the West Coast. If you don't keep up, you're going to get ran off the road. It's like California. People are going 100 miles an hour. If you don't keep up, you're going to get ran off the road. You're going to get hit. But in Virginia, the traffic is much slower paced. People drive hella slow if they're within the city limits. But if they're on the freeway, like where I'm at, they're driving pretty fast. But if they're in the town or they're like around the different little highways and byways, they drive slow. They drive like old people, and they drive bad. They'll wait about 30 seconds before they switch lanes, and they have the turn signal on the whole damn day before they switch lanes. Or they'll try to shovel themselves over an exit that they damn near missed by cutting off 10 cars and almost causing an accident. Like, that's how bad the drivers are here, unfortunately. You just have to pay attention. You have to be very careful. As long as you check your mirrors, just like driver's ed, check your mirrors. Always check your mirrors. Your back mirror, your two mirrors on the side, you're good to go. It's not hard. I never understood why people get into so many damn accidents out here. I've always had people hit me. I've never hit anybody. The only time I hit somebody was when I was 17. I accidentally parked too close to somebody's car. That's the only time I hit someone's car, but nobody was in the car, so technically it don't count. I sideswiped their car when I was a kid. But outside of that, I ain't never did shit else. That's about it, was a sideswipe. That's all I got on me. I ain't never injured nobody. I ain't never crashed into nobody. None of that shit. Because I paid a fuck attention. I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to pay attention to the road. I don't get it. You know? It's just like, dude, pay attention. Limit the distractions. You know, it's not hard. But people are going to be themselves, and they're not going to learn. and they're gonna be beatboxing and boomboxing, not paying attention, and then when they look up, it's too late, way too late. Oh, 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 Lord have mercy, I'm tired. But I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Hallelujah. By the grace of God, I'm almost there. Almost there. Where's everybody at? I only see one person in the chat. We had like 20 people in here earlier. Where'd everybody go? I hope my live isn't messing up because my live messed up the last time I was driving. Probably the signal. But it was a nice little drive. It was a nice little getaway. I really enjoyed my weekend. Really, really enjoyed it. I definitely plan on doing another random road trip, probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks, but not right now. I need to recover my savings and recoup the monies I've lost over this weekend. I've lost a lot of money this weekend. I'm not gonna lie, close to about $300 or $400. But I will be Ubering and getting that money back little by little each day. I will be Ubering, not gonna lie. I'll probably start Ubering the minute I get into my city, and after a couple of hours, I'll probably call it quits and go home. I don't plan on being out here all day. I have to get up in the morning and go to work. If I didn't have to go to work, I would be out here all day long. So because I've been driving all damn day, yeah, I probably do about 3 or 4 good hours and then call it quits and call it a day and move on. But yeah, I'm fucking tired. Oh, I'm so tired, so sleepy, super super sleepy. I don't know. I may not be able to Uber tonight. I might Uber tomorrow and call it a day. I'm still debating. Still debating. I have to check the Uber map, see what the Uber map looks like. If it's popping and locking, then I'll Uber. If it's not popping and locking, then I ain't Ubering. I'm just gonna keep on trucking and head on home, high to home. But yeah, the way I'm feeling, I'm ready to lay down. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I think I'm gonna lay down because I've been literally on this road all day, tired as fuck. I don't feel like dealing with people. And I'm trying to think what I'm gonna eat when I get home. So I haven't really went grocery shopping since last time. All I have is breakfast now. I have eggs. I have like sausage patties.